He started with a talk that was quite sobering from our keynote, Claire, who's also a founding member of WiMSA. And she really touched on the trends that are influenced mainly by what's happening in the US government around DEI and the impact that has on Africa and the world, as well as in the industry. What came out of that for me was how encouraging it is to hear that most of our member organizations in the industry will continue to work on the DEI commitments in light of the African narrative and the desire to continue building an inclusive industry. And we had a panel following that on looking at the truths that we usually don't talk about being a woman leader. And we, I think, got to a conclusion that maybe leadership does not have a gender, but it's important to understand what women bring as leaders and what are the challenges that they continue to face, and how do we then navigate to ensure that our spaces are more accommodative and inclusive for all leaders to lead with empathy. And that is also another topic where we are really looking at the business case for empathetic leaders. And it's not just a soft skill, but a critical skill. And we then went on to a very strange question around whether women belong in camps or not. And the answer was a definite yes. Women do belong wherever they want to be. And it was really encouraging to hear real life stories of women who've spent tremendous time in camps and contributed a lot. What stood out for me is when Lutendo mentioned that, when she was overlooked at one point and people were wondering if she's going to climb the mountain, she just said, meet you at the top. And I think that's a key message that I want everyone to just remember every day, that you will get to whatever destination you are headed for. It's important to have symposiums like this, to create a space for women to collaborate, and for also men to come share and contribute some of the challenges that women continue to face, and also solutions on how we can then work around the issues that remain barriers for women in the industry. So the importance of symposiums like this is also to share learnings and best practices from partners, fellow colleagues in the industry, as well as a safe space for women to understand that, your journey is not yours alone and you're not always alone.